Welcome back to Philippines Uncut. I'm Buddy Cunana. Tonight's topic is the Baguio Craft Brewery and Microbrewing. And joining us is Ryan Garcia, still the owner and business development manager of Baguio Craft Brewery. And joining us, him is Miko Cortez, who is the marketing manager for Metro Manila. So welcome back, Ryan, and of course, Miko. And let's have an introduction first. Miko, tell us a bit about yourself.
Well, I'm in charge of marketing in Metro Manila and also the designs. So I made some of the designs.
Most of the designs.
Very nice, very nice, very cool, very hip. Yeah. Now, what got you naman into this business? I mean, tell us a bit about how your love affair with beer or craft brews has started.
Well, I love beer. Nice. Before I wanted to have a bar, and then Ryan told me that they're gonna start something, and I helped them out.
Yeah. Basically, we were just drinking it. Parang we were saying, it would be nice if we had a bar that actually made its own beer.
You know, this must be a really cool business to have, because it's art as well, no? I mean, from what I gather from you guys, I mean, the nuances and putting together these, these recipes and things like that, it is really an art.
Yeah.
No? Now, okay, Miko, I understand you also have a brewing background. I referred to you erroneously earlier. I said you're the brewmaster. Now you're the marketing and manager for Metro Manila. But you also have some brew experience.
Yes, we all have tried home brewing at home before.
And what was that like? What was home brewing like?
Medyo messy siya. Medyo may konting paso-paso. Yeah, we were really just, reading instruction manuals. Na parang nga ba ito? Sige, ganito. Sige, buksan mo yan. Parang gano'n. Tapos, wala pala tayong kaldero. Kuha kayong kaldero.
Is it hard to home brew?
No. Well, the first time would definitely be a ride. But it makes you want to try again until you really get it down pat.
And you can really make excellent beer at home. Is it possible to make really good beer, huh?
But not to say na excellent yung sinimulan namin first. In fact, the first fermenting pail that we use is actually right here.
Okay, show us some of the stuff that you use when you, because in the video, we saw these really, a lot of equipment, expensive looking equipment, and that is really how you brew in Baguio.
Yes.
In the video we just showed. But, okay, Miko, tell us about this. What is this big pail you're carrying?
This is a fermenter.
Okay.
So, you basically ferment the beer here. You let it sit for like 2 weeks maybe with the yeast until all the yeast eats up all the sugar and releases the alcohol and carbon dioxide, which is the byproduct.
Interesting.
But well, basically when brewing beer, you start by milling the grains. And we showed the grains earlier.
And these are all imported, no? I mean,
yes,
these hops and these and this malt, everything's imported.
You can't get this here.
Although we've heard some people who are trying to get started.
Where do you guys source your hops and your malt from?
Well, our hops and our malt are mostly in the U.S., although some of our ingredients come from England.
Wow.
And we deal with distributors, so I'm pretty sure they get their ingredients from other countries.
From other places. How about, what is this stainless steel, big stainless steel vat?
This one is the brewing kettle.
What goes in here?
What goes in here is the wort. We call it the wort. That's basically hot water with all the starches and sugars extracted from the grains.
Okay, all right.
So the process starts with, after milling, you put it in you call it a mash tun. You let it soak. It's like tea. You let the grains soak so the water absorbs all the sugars, the starches, and then you put that in the brew kettle here. So that's where you brew it.
How long does the whole process last? Let's say from the time you start to the time you actually bring it out and serve it and drink it. How long is the process?
Well, it depends on the beer style. Usually around 2 weeks, 3 weeks to 1 month.
Yeah, the brewing itself just takes about 6 to 8 hours, depending on how big your system is.
All right.
And then you leave the beer to ferment for about...
That's the one that takes a lot of time.
Yes,
the fermentation process.
Sa home brewing mismo, 2-3 weeks.
So you just let it stay. You just let it stay there, and you have to wait for it. There's no way you can rush it. It really takes about a month. Huh?
I'm guessing there's probably some ways to accelerate it, but hindi na siya craft beer.
Hindi na siya craft beer.
You have to keep it natural.
You guys are the purists. Okay. Now, Miko, I asked this of the guys earlier. I want to ask you, since you just came on set and you also have brewing experience, home brewing experience. What is the difference between craft beer and commercial beer, in your opinion? What is the main?
I would say it's all natural ingredients and no preservatives. You just stick with.
No extenders, no accelerators.
I've noticed, because I'm a big fan of San Miguel Pale Pilsen and San Miguel Light, and I've noticed when I drank your beer and I drank that beer, you can tell it does taste fresher, kind of purer, kind of less aftertaste. Could it be? Is that one of the effects of going through a commercial process with extenders and all that? No.
Yeah, because the thing with commercial beer is it's supposed to be commercially viable, and of course you have to have a lot of cost-saving measures para maximize your
Sure,
profit.
sure.
So craft beer, parang we don't think of those things. We want to get the beer out there, and it has to be drank right away.
Yeah.
That's why it tends to be fresh.
That's another question. How fast? How long does the beer last before it goes bad or before it goes stale?
If you maintain it well, in the right temperature and humidity, it should give you about 6 months.
Really? Huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Although, ayun nga, but it really depends a lot on how well you brew it.
Now, you mentioned something earlier, Ryan, when talking about Baguio, because your craft brewery is there, your microbrewery, and you said it's actually ideal in Baguio to brew beer. And you mentioned because of the temperature. And why is that?
Yeah, kasi sa pag-brew mismo, sa pag-ferment mismo, dapat yung beer mo hindi siya masyado mainitan. Because otherwise, all the yeast that's trying to do the work for you, they're not gonna like the temperature. They're gonna die out.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So, and in Baguio, it's a colder temperature, so we don't require as much temperature to achieve the temperatures that we require.
Okay. Now, in your case, Miko, you were responsible for designing all these cool labels. Which is your personal favorite here? Because he showed us Ryan showed us the Pugao and the messenger bottle and the strawberry beer called Lagud. Lagud. Who makes these are really interesting flavors. Who comes up with the flavors? How do you guys determine what kind of flavors you guys are gonna come out with?
I'd say it's super craft beer in character because yung brewer namin, bahala siya, si Arnold. He just comes up with a beer style. Ryan, Miko, gawa kayo ng marketing para dito. So we create the labels and then show it to them. Do you like it? Okay. Then that's the label for the beer.
No, but like example, when you're coming up with another flavor of beer, how do you decide? Who decides on what kind of beer to come out with, and how do you do it?
Primarily, it's based on the availability of ingredients. Para ano ba yung pwede natin gawin? Sige, ito gawin natin ngayon kasi di pa tikman ng mga tao yung ganitong style. So it's just really giving people something new to enjoy.
What seems popular with the people in Baguio? I mean, as you mentioned, messenger bottle and Pugao. But what is also fast catching on? Because guys and men and women have a tendency to have different tastes. No?
Yes.
Women like a bit sweeter. Guys are okay with bitter and kind of strong. No. So what do you guys think that is popular in Baguio, especially with the ladies?
For the boys, for the girls, they like the fruit beers.
Okay.
Iba-iba sila actually.
The fruit beers?
Fruit beers. We
Okay.
do have fruit beers. To be differentiated from flavored beer lang, fruit beer is actually created by adding fresh fruit onto the secondary fermentation phase of fermentation.
Okay.
We do have a strawberry beer, kiwi beer, passion fruit beer, raspberry beer.
Wow. So you have something for everyone.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. And
What is that?
For the boys, this is probably one of the most popular ones. It's called
Attack.
Hop Attack.
Hop attack. Can I see?
Yeah.
Hop attack. All right.
Hop Attack. And if you look at the label,
What is that?
Yung
Yeah.
picture ni Chris tsaka ni Arnold, yung mga brewers namin, sila yan sa background. Yeah, and it's an Imperial IPA, also known as a double IPA.
What is IPA?
IPA is called an India Pale Ale.
Yeah, basically it's a bitter type of beer style.
Okay.
It started in India, actually.
Okay.
The British.
Yeah.
They went to India and they wanted beer, and their beer from Britain were being spoiled because of
Yeah.
the sea travel.
Yeah,
So
masyado madali masira.
yeah,
So they had to do it there.
They had to
Yeah, yeah.
they put a lot of hops
Yeah.
into the beer because hops acts as like a natural preservative.
Interesting.
Yeah. The more hops you put into your beer, the longer it will stay.
What is the effect on the taste though? If you put a lot of hops, it makes it more
bitter.
more bitter. Okay. All
But
right.
bitter in a more complex sense of the word.
Interesting.
It's not just mapait.
Oh, yeah.
Some hops are citrusy, some are floral, some are earthy. So yeah, it depends on what you
amazing. I
use.
mean, so many nuances. Now, I mean, from the uninitiated beer drinker like me, hearing you guys talk about this, then then I'm starting to appreciate how fine really this art is. And it's not that you have a big bottle here, which is now what do you call this monster? It has your label on it.
Yeah, it's a 2-liter growler.
All right.
Take note lang, it's not available in the market yet. It's just a sample.
The growler. This big bottle is
This
called the
called
growler.
It's a growler,
Okay.
and you could use it to get some fresh beer from the brewery and take it home.
Can we try some of the beer?
Yeah,
So
sure.
at least we can show the audience what it looks like, what a craft beer looks like.
Yeah, so this is a... Sige, ka pour.
All right.
So it seals really well.
Very
there we
nice.
go.
Nice.
Tumabog
Spirit,
pa.
naman.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, wow,
Yeah,
it has a very dark color. It looks like iced tea, like a very strong iced tea.
Yeah, this one is called Message in a Bottle.
Oh, so this is the message in the bottle. This is the one
Yes.
this is one of your best sellers. Okay.
Yeah,
Now,
go ahead.
I mean, hold it up and tell us when we look for. When we look at a craft beer, what should we look for, basically? I mean, the color. What does the color tell? I mean, does the color tell you something about the beer or the foam on top? Or?
The color depends on what grain you use.
Right.
So for this beer, it's a black IPA. So
Okay.
we used roasted grains.
Yeah.
And what else?
Yeah, we use black malt for this one para ma-achieve yung
What about the
chocolate
foaminess?
flavor.
I mean,
Yeah, this is actually
like what
the result.
causes that?
Yeah, remember the yeast that we talked about a
Yes,
while ago?
yes.
Their byproducts are alcohol and CO2. CO2 is what causes the foam
Okay.
of a
Yeah,
beer.
the
People love this
carbonation.
stuff, yung talagang foam na pang beer.
Yeah,
Can I
you
try?
Yeah.
How
can
much
see
alcohol
the
do you have in this?
foam is really fine.
Nice. I mean, you can smell it. You can almost smell. It smells very rich, huh? Nice, nice. Almost chocolatey,
Yes.
Yes.
right?
Have you tried that one in the brewery?
No, no, I've never tried it. I'm going to try it now. Nice, nice.
Pour pa tayo iba para sa-
nice. I'm not really a stout beer drinker, huh? But this is stout. This is like Cerveza Negra.
It's a black IPA.
It's a
more of.
black IPA. yeah.
Black
So
IPA.
there's
yeah.
a hint of bitterness in it, but also the chocolatey.
Very strong
aftertaste
chocolatey. It's
from
actually quite pleasant, huh?
roasted grains.
Yeah.
Now,
It's easy to drink.
yeah, I mean, I can imagine because even women would probably respond well to this. I mean, you know, it's kind of sweet. There is a hint of sweetness and that very distinct chocolatey taste. No?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, with the ladies, it's one of the more popular beers na hindi fruit beer. And what I really like about it is there's that bitterness that I'm looking for.
It is, yeah, true, true.
Nasa likod siya eh. You get all the sweet in front of your tongue, and then yung pait niya nasa dito. Sa
Yeah,
likod.
this is like drinking chocolate, huh? Kind of like drinking
Chocolate
dark,
chocolate.
bitter chocolate.
Pour pa tayo, pour pa tayo.
I mean, how about for you guys? I mean, come on,
Sige,
this is,
sige.
this is excellent stuff, excellent stuff.
Sige, sige.
Cool. So this is message in a bottle. Good, good. And
So are you
this
getting the
growler,
message?
I mean, I'm starting to get a message. This growler you're going to be introducing as well here in your stores.
Yes, please look forward to that. We will have some growlers in our brewery.
I love the name, growler.
Yeah.
I love it, I love it, I love it.
Mga pag-growler, laki-laki rin ng bote. Corta.
Now, okay, let's talk about the business side. You know, there have been microbreweries here in the Philippines. They've started out very nicely, big bang, and they were popular for a while, and then they closed. And you know, the problem for microbreweries in the Philippines was sustaining really that momentum.
Yes.
How do you guys plan to do this with your business?
I guess
So that so it won't be like a faddish thing, you know, it'll last.
almost every month we're coming up with something new talaga para we're always in the radar ng mga attention ng mga tao. Eh. I guess one of the primary problems before na face ng mga microbreweries was that di pa ready yung market. Unlike
yes.
now na, you know, I've seen people go to the brewery, they run out of money, go to the ATM, come back to the brewery. Grabe. People are really willing to spend these days.
I think also because a lot of females are now drinking, right? I mean, these breweries I was talking to you, these microbreweries I was talking to you about earlier. I mean, these were opened maybe 10, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, and a lot more women are drinking now. And I think it has a lot to do with the entrance of light beers. Now, it's actually introduced women to drinking beer, which was before a predominantly male, you know, it really was a predominantly male thing to drink beer.
Yes, yes, yes.
So I think the timing for you guys is right. I mean, there is really a bigger demand for these products, and people are more, you know, I think more refined these days, and they are looking for nice products like this,
More open, yes.
more open to trying, you know, nice products like this. Excellent. So guys, before we break, we're going. I mean, in the third segment, we'll be talking about more of what you guys are planning, let's say, for the future, expansion plans and all that, and where to find exactly Baguio Craft Brewery, not just in Baguio, but also here in Manila.
Sige.
So guys, stay tuned for more of Baguio Craft Brewery when Philippines Uncut returns.